What is the Turing Test and how does it work and what's it supposed to show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Turing Test is an idea formulated by the mathematician and to some extent philosopher Turing, A.M. Turing, in 1950 in his famous article in Mind.
In Mind, and that's a philosophy journal.
Yeah, it's a philosophy journal. And so he proposed a test in which you have a judge and then in one room a human and another room a machine communicating by teletype, because that was the interface that they had then.
Mm-hmm.
And he proposed that the passing the test would be the inability of the human judge to distinguish between the machine and the human subject. And look, people quickly realized that was a silly test. Turing himself.
Oh, really? Because it's still talked about so much.
Oh, it's talked about so much because it's a test, and everybody wants a test for intelligence. By the way, by intelligence, he meant thought. The word intelligence is in the title of his paper, but it's only used once in the paper where he's really just talking about thinking and reasoning. So he means intelligence in the sense of the possession of thought or reason. And he admits in the article that an intelligent machine might fail the test because the judge might know enough to distinguish a machine from a person, like maybe the machine would be too fast or something. And then he relied on the idea that passing the test would be sufficient for intelligence in that thought sense. But we discovered very quickly that naive people are fooled by a very dumb system. So the system that, we had real Turing tests for a while, funded by a weird guy named Hugh Loebner. And I participated in these. I was a referee in the first one, and I was a judge in many of the other ones. And what we discovered in the beginning interviews was that we put in an ad in the newspaper for people who could type but didn't know anything about machines. Mm. And so we got some naive people in, and they were playing with this ELIZA program, extremely simple 100-line program in BASIC that just takes what you say and spews it back to you changed a bit with some other tricks. And these people thought they were talking to a person. So these naive humans thought they were talking to a person. So I think somebody who doesn't know anything can be fooled very easily by a mindless machine. And I think everybody in the community realized that the test really wasn't worth much. And now, of course, we've got ChatGPT, which can fool people very easily. Mm. So naive people, don't know that it's a person they're talking to. Joe Weizenbaum, the guy who wrote the ELIZA program, described even one of his colleagues being fooled by the ELIZA program. So in those days, they had timeshare, and you were using a mainframe, and Joe had ELIZA up on the mainframe and was taking a nap in his office. And one of his colleagues, a professor of computer science at MIT, sent him a message saying, "Get off the machine, I need it." And then the ELIZA program answered and said things like, "Why do you want me to get off the machine? And why do you need it?" And stuff like that. And the guy came storming into Joe's office and was surprised to find that he was actually talking to a computer.